The time has come. We have waited this long for change. I think the perfect change is the wind of change. Now, once my computer is done downloading this new update, we will take a look at some of the newest vehicles in War Thunder with the new Wind of Change update. Finally, after 45 minutes, the update is finished. Now let's take a look. Let's start off with the American tech tree. With aviation, the B26b. So it's a torpedo bomber, has quite a few 12.7 machine guns by the looks of it. 8 defensive, then 4 offensive for its secondary weapons, torpedoes, 300-pound bombs, 2,000-pound bombs, 1,000-pound bombs, 600, 100-pound bombs. Next, we all know that it was coming, the A-10 Warthog. This was the late model. Of course, we all know it only has one 30mm Gatling gun, with a bunch of presets of anti-ground weapons, such as bombs, rockets, guided bombs, guided rockets. Then we have the A-10 early model with 30mm. I think also 2 additional 30mm and gun pods right here. Then with bombs, guided bombs, rockets, air-to-air missiles. For Army, we have the LAV 80. This is the one we saw in the trailer right before the A-10 Warthog. Has a 25mm Gatling gun. Looks like, so 2. I think these are guided rockets, guided missiles. I don't know if those are meant for aircraft or tanks. For helicopters, nothing. Blue Water Fleet, the USS Arizona. One of the largest battleships at the beginning of World War II. Has a bunch of 14-inch guns, 5-inch guns, and a bunch of secondary 20 or 40mm guns. No, 12.7 heavy machine guns. Then on the catapults, we have one float plane. It's not showing up there, but it'll eventually show up eventually. But looks like it's a modified F3, F2 meant for float plane variant. In the coastal fleet, we have the Kim Koo. I don't recognize that flag. So this is a ship belonging to the Vietnam Navy. That's different. 20mm, looks like 6 20mm guns. Looks like a single 40mm, and then 2 12.7mm. That's it for the United States. So for the Germans, the Su-22, and it's a Russian-made fighter. This one belongs to East Germany. I don't see any guns on this. Oh, there it is. So 130mm cannon. Looks like a bunch of rockets, bombs, then 2 more gun pods, dual gun pods, 23mm machine guns. MiG-23, belonging to East Germany, has a dual 23mm gun, radar, then is capable of carrying 100kg bombs, 500kg bombs, and 250kg bombs, and also is capable of launching air-to-air missiles. For the ground forces, the new premium medium tank. This one's different. This one has a... What is that gun? It's a 30mm gun. I haven't seen any 30mm guns for a secondary gun on any tank in this game. So it has that 30mm, has a 150mm, then looks like it has a top-mounted 7.62mm machine gun. Then a light tank, the Puma. This one's a belt-fed 30mm cannon. Oh, I think I saw a machine gun too. Yeah, right here. It's a 5.56mm machine gun. That's very specific size for a machine gun. Helicopters, nothing new. Blue Water Fleet, nothing. Coastal Fleet, we have the Karl Marx, belonging to East Germany. Has what looks like some anti-submarine mortars. Looks like 3 100mm guns. 2 double-mounted 37mm cannons. Next is USSR. A new medium tank, T-55 AMD, has a 100mm gun, a secondary 12.7mm machine gun on the top, and a 7.62mm machine gun in the turret. Helicopters, nothing new. Aviation, nothing new. This is surprising. Blue Water Fleet, nothing new. Coastal Fleet, oh, wait, there's a premium. Some 76mm cannon. 4 400mm torpedoes. Then what looks like a minigun, 30mm minigun. Next is Great Britain, with the Army, the Black Knight medium tank. Has a 120mm gun, secondary 7.62mm machine gun. It says there's a second one, but I'm not seeing it. Here it is. Then for the helicopters, nothing. Aviation, nothing. Blue Water, nothing. Coastal Fleet, nothing. Japan, the Army, nothing. Helicopters, nothing. Aviation, nothing. Blue Water Fleet, the new battleship, or is this a battlecruiser? Well, whatever it is. So it has a bunch of guns, a ton of guns, ranging from these 5-inch, 15cm, 36cm. It looks like a bunch of 25mm. I can't count how many. Then a float plane. It looks like it might be a B5N2, maybe, or an A6M0. I can't tell. Bunch of single-mount machine guns. Let's see. Look at the stats. So so there's 4 turrets with the dual-mount turrets for 36cm gun. 8 15cm gun turrets. 6 5-inch dual-mounted cannons. And 8 25mm machine guns or cannons. And double mounts, single mounts, and triple mounts. That is a lot to cram into a battleship. Next is the Coastal Fleet. Nothing new there. Now let's go to China. New medium tank. The ZTC 88A. Has a 105mm gun. A big 12.7mm disc machine gun. A 7.62 machine gun in the turret. And also a premium tank. The ZTZ 96A. 125mm gun. The 12.7mm machine gun. And also in the turret, 7.62mm machine gun. Looks a lot like the last one. For aviation, the J8B. Has 23mm cannons. And looks like it's capable for rockets, bombs, or air-to-air missiles. Next is Italy, with ground forces, nothing new. Helicopters, nothing. Aviation, we have the F104S.ASA as a 20mm Gatling gun with bombs and air-to-air missiles. And another thing I should mention about these new presets, apparently we can choose our own loadout. So if we go to this bomber, I'm not sure if I have to go into a match for this. I'll try this concept later, but let's go back to Italy. The Blue Water Fleet, nothing new. Coastal Fleet, an Albatross. I think this is an anti-submarine boat. We have a 76mm gun right here. Looks like depth charges. A dual 40mm anti-aircraft gun. Another 76mm cannon. Then what looks like a bunch of anti-submarine hedgehog. I'm not sure what these are. These are mortars or rockets. Just anti-submarine weapons. Next is France. For the army, we have a new tank destroyer, the ALC BIS. This looks like their classic anti-tank vehicles. 90mm main gun, then a 7.5mm machine gun. It has basically the same loadout as a couple of these. Helicopters, nothing new. Aviation, with the B26c Marauder. We all know this is an American plane, just outfitted for France. This actually looks like the same new B-26 we have in the American tech tree. Doesn't look like there's anything new. Next, we also have the Mirage F1c. Looks like two 30mm cannons. I can see a sidewinder on the side. Yep, air-to-air missiles, bombs, rockets, and more cannons. Next is Sweden. So we all know helicopters are now in the game for Sweden. But let's take a look at the tanks and aircraft first. So we have the Strav 105. Has a 105mm gun. Then it looks like two 7.62mm machine guns. For aviation, nothing new. Let's get down to the helicopters. So apparently none of these are made in Sweden. Just are copies from the West. So this one looks like a Huey. Yeah, it's a Huey. All we can have is up to 6 Bantan missiles. That's it. For the HKP-2, I heard this is a French one. Apparently can land on water. I think that's the first helicopter that can land on water in the game. Can carry 4 missiles. We have the HKP-9A. Just some rockets, and you can have up to 2 12.7mm machine guns. HKP-9A FC. Looks like the same as the last. Yeah, up to 2 12.7mm machine guns and some rockets. The AHS, this is just an Apache, has a 30mm flexible turret, and a bunch of presets for a bunch of rockets and some missiles. Then in the premium, the MI-280, the 28A, I think that is it. It's Russian. So 30mm flexible turret, bunch of presets for up to 4 23mm cannons, bunch of rockets. Looks like that's it. So ever since I started playing War Thunder, right before Sweden entered the game, and ever since I saw the Swedish tech tree, I thought I wanted to see some helicopters. Finally. Next is Israel. So for the aviation, they added the F-84. Looks like 4, 5, 6 12.7mm machine guns, and a bunch of rockets and bombs. Now the newest is the Army. I'll make a separate video all for this, but you can see a couple we've already seen. Let's at least go over the anti-aircraft guns. The Macbeth, or Matchbet, however you pronounce that, is a 20mm Gatling gun and a Stinger. The Hovet, 20mm Gatling gun, same as the last one. Then I'll at least go over this one. So I found this one kind of cool, how they took a half-track yet again for the 5,000th vehicle they've made out of the half-track. This time they've added 4 rockets. That's pretty creative. Then I saw helicopters. The AH-64A. So I guess next update they're going to add helicopters. So this looks just like an Apache. Yeah, just same as the Swedish variant. Well, there's not much else I have to say about this update except for I've been waiting for the A10 Warthog and I've been waiting for the Swedish helicopter tech tree. So finally, we've gotten what we wanted. So this is a pretty good update. I hope you all have fun with all these new vehicles, especially the A10 Warthog, as soon as I'm able to unlock it. But right now in the United States tech tree, I'm still tier 2. It's going to take me quite a while. So have fun. See you all next time.